Okay, Robert. So, just first of all, tell me a wee bit about how the team's progressing going into the second half of the season.
Obviously it's been a challenging first half of the season. We're happy obviously with the position we're in. We're right in the mix for everything, as are five or six other teams. The division's so competitive this year, probably more competitive than a lot of people would have looked at on the face of things right at the start of the season. So we didn't have the greatest of starts, but we've finished the first half of the season really strongly. We had a big win against Glasgow Girls here midweek, which was a bit of a vindication about what we've been doing and how good a team we can be, because Glasgow are a good side. So we're pretty happy with how we finished, but we know we can give a lot more going forwards as well, and really raring to go for the second half of the season.
So obviously we've had a wee bit of a break over the summer. World Cup's been on and stuff like that. What do you think's went well during the season so far?
I think because we didn't start particularly well in terms of results. I think we played well in patches, although maybe not a full 90-minute performance. And I think to have worked really hard as a group to make sure we're now putting in 90-minute performances towards the end of the year, I think that's been the most pleasing thing. It's we've had 5 or 6 different defenders who have come in, with Jade Lindsay getting injured, and so there's been a bit of change in that back line, and they've coped with it brilliantly. Danny Connolly and Kirsty Fraser kind of in and out at left back and at centre back have done great, and have formed a really good partnership, which we know we can. They're good players. We've got a real solid group there. So I think it's our reaction to our setbacks at the start of the year has been the most pleasing thing so far.
So obviously you said there's a couple of setbacks as well. We're going into the second half of the season. Hopefully there will be no more setbacks. The first game is on the 4th of August against Dundee United in Dundee. What's your assessment of that game? Obviously we're quite a wee bit away from it just now, but what's your assessment just now?
I think Dundee United have surprised everyone. They're again, they're a team that's right in the mix, and they've got some really good players. The goalkeeper, AJ Meach, there's talent there. Obviously, they've had the girl Pip McCallum, who's been in around about Scotland 17 squads. So they're a good side as well, and they're going to be very tough up there. They've already beaten Hearts twice, including up there. They've got a good record at home, so we've got to guard against complacency. I felt one of our best performances of the season was at home against them, where I felt over the piece we won the game fairly comfortably, but that's not going to mean anything going into an away tie, and they are going to be targeting this game, especially being a home game straight after a long break, is something that they want to pick points up on them. So we've got to prepare correctly, and we've got to prepare as if it was even last season, looking at Glasgow City and a Hibs. That's the level of preparation we've got to put in to ensure that we end up where we want to be come the end of the season.
So obviously the end of the season is going to be a really exciting run in for the club. Obviously it's realistically going to be a 10-game win streak if promotion's going to look likely, and Hearts are obviously a really good side as well. So obviously personally, it's obviously been a very tough season for the club. So personally, what are your sort of opinions on how the girls have played, and obviously the coping with the pressure of being up there for so long?
I think when we won Premier League 2 in 2016, it did end up being ourselves, Hearts and Glasgow Girls, who sort of ran away from everyone else. And coming back into that division, kind of 3 years later, it's the quality around the teams is a lot more even. We can see that there's not, with the exception of results against Hutchison Vale, who are bottom, I think all the games have been within 2 or 3 goals. I think the only other sort of result that was bigger was Hearts and Kilmarnock. So the vast majority of games, it's 2 goals that are settling it, and that just speaks volumes to how difficult it is. So from my point of view, it's great to see that the league's improved. It's great to see the competition's improved from when we were last in it. But it just makes us want to work harder and makes us want to be better.
Yeah, I was just going to bounce off that question a wee bit. Obviously SWPL 1 last season never really went the way that the club probably wanted it to go, but do you think there is less of a gap now between SWPL 2 and 1?
I think it's hard to say. I think the first game of the season with us and Hearts, I think that was a Premier League 1 standard game. I think both teams showed in that game they could play at that level and cope at that level. But to be honest, we then look at results. No teams have really been overly consistent, and every team's dropped points somewhere. So that would suggest that maybe that maybe isn't quite the Premier League One quality. It's a really tough question to answer. I think when we see maybe a couple of draws in the cup and we get maybe a Premier League 1 v Premier League 2 tie, we'll see where teams sit. But the fact that obviously we've got Kirsty McIntosh who's been selected for the under-19s is a testament to that there is still a lot of quality in this league and players are being tested week in, week out.
So, obviously players are being tested. It is obviously a very tough league to be playing in regardless. Do you think that the break, obviously it's quite a long break, it's a couple of months, do you think that will have an effect on the team going into the second half of the season?
The break's been pretty tough. I mean, we made the decision just to break straight away after the last game, and quite a number of the players went out to the World Cup. That's us. We started back last week with our kind of mid-season, so we've got kind of given ourselves a 6-week run in. I think in that way it's positive because effectively you can get another good preparation section, but the time at the break came, we were on a good run and we had momentum, so from that point of view it wasn't great either, but it is what it is. We just kind of need to deal with it and as I say, just make sure we prepare and look after ourselves and whatever else happens out with that we can't control, so we can't worry about it.
And just finally, Robert, I know it's extremely early still to talk about promotion and stuff like that, but do you have any indication, do you think that Hamilton will get promoted this season?
It's going to be really tough. Obviously that's what we want to get. I don't think we've made any secret about that, but then so have Hearts, so have Glasgow Girls. I think Dundee United and Partick Thistle will now be looking and thinking we've got, they might have a chance. Kilmarnock came second in it last year, they would have started with ambitions of finishing. I mean, that's the standard that are in the league. That's where teams are wanting to push. There's a good team up at St Johnstone as well who are more than capable of going on a run and picking up points as well. I think it's too early to say, but like I say, if we look after ourselves, make sure that the results and the things that we can affect go our way, then I think when it comes to the end we'll be there or thereabouts.